Hi everybody, it is the 6th of May 2021 and update 11.2 has just dropped for PUBG on Xbox and PlayStation, so I thought we'd go through the console notes and see what there is in this latest update to the granddaddy of Battle Royale. So here we go. Update 11.2 is coming to live servers this week. Our first Survivor Pass of the season has arrived. Survivor Pass Pyjama Party. Jump in game to check out all the Slumber Party themed rewards alongside a slew of new missions to complete as you progress through the pass. Erangel is receiving changes to both of its iconic bridges, allowing you more options to mount your assault or set up defences. For those who like to set up a tent and bridge camp, you know who you are. There's now additional cover to make use of while you patiently wait for the brrr of that incoming enemy loaded UAZ. Multiple performance and quality of life improvements are included in this update alongside a handful of bug fixes. Read on for all the details. Actually, there is also a limited time event as well, Respawn Royale mode, which I think is on Paramo, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So there's a video where they show you the changes to the bridge and the skins that you can get through the new Survivor Pass. I think probably the less we say about the Pyjama Party skins, the better. But this is interesting. So this is one of the bridges from Erangel to Sosnovka Island, the military base island. And as you can see, they've added these walkways, this gantry along the side that doesn't just run level with the road. It kind of dips below. And I think there's at least a few crossways as well. You can cross to the gantry on the other side. So this kind of makes bridge camping a little bit more difficult, I guess, because you're not only going to have to keep an eye on vehicles coming down the road, but also you're going to have to keep an eye on people running along the gantries. I mean, I guess you can, if you hold one of these positions here, you can see all the way along here, can't you? So you could see people as they pop up. But I guess the idea is you can jump back on the road and come through. And I guess as well as if you're in a vehicle and you get, the tyres get shot out, instead of simply being trapped, you can then jump onto the gantries and try and fight your way through cover along this way. It's interesting anyway. It's not one of the worst updates we've had, so that's going to be cool to look at. And they've changed the cover as you go down the bridge as well. It appears like it's a little bit wider and there's more opportunity for cover and more things to hit as a vehicle. I'm not quite sure what their thinking is here, whether it was too easy in squads to do a bridge block, and stop people coming over completely, or whether it was too hard in solos to do a bridge block because you could just blast past people before they could shoot up your vehicle. But anyway, it's an interesting change. It's definitely worth playing. And as you can see, they moved the dump truck a little bit as well to give it better cover. There's the Survivor Pass Pyjama Party. A lot of comments about this on social media. The fact that is this PUBG at all when they introduce skins like this? Have they completely lost their way? Maybe. And then we've got some various gameplay and balance adjustments to the systems. Little skin change there to the flash hider on the SLR. Change the match history and quality of life. Camera movement features an R-stick focusing confirm feature. R-stick movement confirm feature has been removed. Inventory cursor sensitivity option has been removed from settings. R-stick camera movement implemented. Players can use the R-stick to move their camera while in their inventory, helping increase their field of vision. Players can use the R-stick to move their camera while in their inventory. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that. Quick pickup drop changes from quick pickup, quick drop to pick up half, hot drop half. Tooltip pop-up option. Add an option in settings to hide the tooltips. Sensitivity settings options. Change the increase decrease value from 1 to 0.1. Allow us to fine tune their sensitivity. Alright, cool. Reticle brightness options. Players can see the desired brightness. Excellent, that's good. Aim over the shoulder and ADS can be maintained while holding left trigger, and left 2 on Xbox and PlayStation while swapping seats and exiting a vehicle. This is it. See, this is interesting, this. So you can ADS while you're swapping seats, and you can still remain ADS when you're getting out of the vehicle. The question is, I wonder if you'll be able to ADS while you jump. Because one of the problems with PUBG, unlike almost any other shooter that you'll get on console, is that it doesn't seem to have command queuing. Now what that means is, you know, in PUBG, if you jump in the air and if you're up in the air, you press your left trigger to aim down sight. In any other game, as soon as you hit the ground, your character would aim down sight. That doesn't happen in PUBG. You've got to reset it by letting go of the trigger and pulling the trigger again. And what they're showing here is that they can do that while you're in a car. So, you know, aiming down sight. If there was ever a reason not to remain aim down sight, it would be changing position in the car, wouldn't it? Because you'd have to put your gun away to wiggle over to the next seat to aim down sight. But they're letting you do that. So that means maybe they're going to introduce it into the other things. Store improvements. I don't really care about that. Performance improvements. EU server relocation. Now this is interesting. So what they're saying here is they're moving many of the servers that were in Ireland to France, to Paris. Now what this is an indication of is falling numbers in the player base. Because when there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of players playing a game, you want servers all over the place, because you want them to have a good experience, you know, with low ping and low lag. But as that player base falls out, it starts to become economically unviable to have all these servers all over the player base. So you have to start rationalizing them into a central location where it will give the majority of players the best experience. And obviously in Europe, you know, Ireland is right on the periphery of Western Europe, and you could say Paris is kind of in the middle. You know, probably there's many people in Germany and France who still play PUBG. What it does mean though is, unfortunately, the players like in England and Ireland and the Scandinavian countries, and I guess down in Spain and down in South Italy, will have a worse experience because, you know, they've got a longer line of transmission from their game to the central server. So it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the game. Luckily, I'm on the south coast of the UK, so from here to Paris isn't that far. But I know when they did this with Battlefield 1 a few years ago, it was very noticeable that it had happened, and I kind of lamented it because the game never felt the same afterwards. Oh, and here we have Respawn Royale. I didn't think this was going to be in the notes, but it is. This round of PUBG Labs utilises 2 different gameplay changes to create a frantic experience for squads on Paramo. The first of which is a 500% damage increase across the board for all weapons and throwables in order to create a one-shot kill scenario. But fear not, though dying may be easier, so is getting back into the game. In Respawn Royale, your defeated squad mates will automatically rejoin the fight after their 100-second death timer is counted down. So you've got to wait a minute and a half. All you need to do is stay alive as a squad until that happens. If at least one squad member is still standing when a player's death timer completes, they will rejoin the fight, but be careful. If your squad is wiped completely, you'll all be eliminated from the match. So very much like the Respawn Island in Warzone. Respawn Royale takes place on Paramo with you and up to 7 other squads. To keep the focus on the action, we've also eliminated weapon looting and added the choice of 3 different spawn kits. This kit can be changed each time you respawn, so keep an eye on the situation your remaining team members find themselves in. The blue zone will also function as normal, so keep on the move. In Respawn Royale, the damage of firearms, melee weapons and throwables are increased by 500% in order to provide a one-shot, one-kill experience. So if they should have got rid of grenades then, because you'll just be able to spam grenades and just kill people easily. So the spawn kits, DBS shotgun, AWM, what? No. See, all of a sudden they ruin it. So what you can have is you can have the shotgun with a Desert Eagle pistol, or you can have the AWM sniper, or you can have the crossbow. Oh dear. Why didn't they just give us the M4A1 and the AK or the... Oh dear. Oh dear, that's not very good, is it? Okay, so let's... New animated PUBG nameplates, cool. Dear me, I tell you what, I was listening to the Hot Drop did a podcast for the first time in a long time about PUBG, and they were lamenting how PUBG had changed. And they were saying, a lot of it is due to, people leaving PUBG is due to these rather odd decisions that PUBG Corp do. And they do, don't they? I mean, in this patch notes, like changes to the bridge, cool. Pyjama Party Season Pass, no, come on. This is meant to be a realistic shooter. And then you've got this good idea of respawn Battle Royale, just like Apex does, just like Warzone does. And yet they kind of ruin it by taking away weapon looting and making it a one-shot, one-kill, like a hardcore Battle Royale, when in fact every other Battle Royale has a longer time to kill than PUBG has. PUBG has a really short time to kill anyway, and they're making it even shorter. Oh well, but at core, remember, this is still PUBG. It's still worth playing. It's still a very, very good game. Anyway, that's enough from me. What do you think? Put your questions and comments down below. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more of the same, and I will, of course, see you again soon.